Hello everyone, how are you? So my name is Sumkumar Agrawal, and yes, welcome you all to my YouTube channel, that is the DU Chemistry. So what's today's topic? Today we will be going to discuss and study the statistical thermodynamics, and in statistical thermodynamics particular we will be going to focus on the Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics. Alright, so let's start. Alright. So in order to study the Maxwell-Boltzmann, let's have a look over the particles. Okay, so there are two types of particles which are possible. The first one is that the particles can be distinguishable. You can know that there are some particles which are different, they can be distinguished. Alright, but in fact there are some particles too which cannot be distinguished. So those particles are known as the non-distinguishable particles. So first let's have a look over the distinguishable particles. In distinguishable particles we will be knowing that the classical particles means which follows the classical mechanics. Alright, so the classical particles are distinguishable. Alright, and the statistics of the classical particles is known as the Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics. The statistics of the classical particles is known as the Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics. Alright. Now moving to the non-distinguishable particles, we know that the quantum particles are non-distinguishable. You cannot distinguish between the electrons or the protons or the photons and some fundamental particles like that. So we can differentiate and divide the quantum particles in the two. That is, the first one is the fermions and the second one is the bosons. Alright, the first one is the fermions and second one is the bosons. And in fermions are those particles, those fundamental and quantum particles which have half integral spin. Are known as fermions, and the quantum particles having the half integral spins are like protons, electrons and neutrons. Look, the half integral spins the protons, electrons and neutrons have, while if you look the bosons, they have the one integral spin. And the photons and alpha particles like quantum particles exhibit the same spin. So we can classify these two in such a manner. Alright, so what is interesting? The statistics of the protons, electrons and neutrons, that means fermions, is known as the Fermi-Dirac statistics. While the statistics of the bosons is known as the Bose-Einstein statistics. Alright, so what we had studied so far? That the statistics of the fermions are electrons, protons and neutrons. Are the statistics of these is known as the Fermi-Dirac statistics, while for the bosons, the quantum particles like photons and alpha particles are known as the Bose-Einstein statistics. Alright, so hope you might be clear with this topic. Let's start, and we will going to start this one. First of all, we will discuss this thing. We will going to discuss Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics. Alright, we will be going to discuss the Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics. So let's start. So in the screen you will be able to see the Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics. So I had already mentioned that in the Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics, the particles are the classical particles. That means the microstate of the system would be the classical. And what do you mean by the classical microstate? The classical microstate means the particles in which we can determine the position and momentum. I mean that we can determine the position and momentum of the particles. Alright, which in the case of the quantum particle, look, try to understand, which in the case of the quantum mechanics, when we study the electrons, protons, according to the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, we cannot determine the position and momentum simultaneously. So in the classical particles, we can determine this thing. So this is mean by the classical microstates. Alright, now I am introducing a new term, and this will be shocking in the starting, but it is very easy. You will be able to understand in the next few minutes. So let's start. What is the topic? Topic is the phase space. Phase space. What is the phase space? Phase space is also known as the tau space. Tau space. Alright, this is the terminology. This is the terminology. So let's try to understand that what is the phase space or what is the tau space. Alright. So you know that in the classical world we have Cartesian coordinates where x, y, z axes are there. Alright, so this is the space. This is the kind of space we had made for our convention, and in the mathematics we use them. Alright, but in the Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics, we similar kind of Cartesian coordinates. We made a phase space where the coordinates of like 6 dimensions are there. Where the 6 dimensions are there for one particle. For one particle, there are 6 dimensions are there, and in which 3 are for position. 3 are for the position, and the other 3 are for the momentum. Try to understand, in the Cartesian coordinate we have only position x, y, and z, but in the tau space or say phase space there is nothing more different. It is there, the 3 more dimensions are there, that is the momentum. Along with the position we have here momentum too. So in each of the direction of the position we will get the momentum. So total dimension would be the 6 for one particle. Try to understand, this is for the one particle. For one particle the total number of dimension is 6. Alright, hope you might be clear with this one. Now we will understand by taking the example. Now we will try to understand by taking some of the examples. Look, one example, that is the 1D SHO, simple harmonic oscillator for one particle. For one particle, 1D SHO, which is only a hypothesis, because 1D kind of thing doesn't exist. Alright, but we had studied in the quantum mechanics that 1D SHO. So 1D SHO, we have position and momentum. So in the phase space, now let's talk about the phase space. What we will have the in one direction we have position, and in the other we will have a momentum. So there, for one particle and for in one dimension, the phase space is giving us the 2 dimension. Try to understand, for one dimension SHO, the phase space is giving us the 2 dimension. So for 3D SHO, try to understand, we will get the 6th dimension, 3 for position and 3 for momentum. 3 for position and 3 for momentum. So for one particle in 3D SHO we will get 6 dimensions, and as you know that 3D SHO is normally exist, and for one particle it is the 6th dimension. So for n particle, we had studied for one particle it is 6, so for n particle it would be 6n. Alright, for one particle it is 6, so for n particles the total number of dimensions for in phase space will be 6n. Alright, so this is what I had already told you, that for 6n dimension space, phase space is also known as the tau space. Alright. So now moving to a question. The total number, try to do it by your own. that the total number of dimensions in the tau space of the 4 particles. You have to calculate the total number of dimensions in the tau space or the phase space for 4 particles. So we have the formula 6n, n equals to number of particles, so n equals to 4, so 6 into 6 multiplied by 4, and that will give you the answer 24. It is giving you the answer 24. All right. Now important point that you have to note down in your notes, which is the look, each point in a tau space or the phase space represents a microstate. Are you able to get it? If not, then try to understand that we are having the phase space. We are having the phase space, and there are so many points. There should be a point. We are making our space, so there are the points. So those points are representing the microstate. The phase space in every point of the phase space represents a microstate. So try to note it, and so that you will remember it at the time of the need. Alright, so now we are starting Maxwell-Boltzmann. So there are some postulates, or say some of the prerequisites in the Maxwell-Boltzmann. So the first one, what it is saying? It is saying that the system is composed of n identical and distinguishable particles. So what it is trying to say? It is trying to say that you have a system where n is the total number of particles. N is the total number of particles, and all the particles are identical but distinguishable. All the particles are distinguishable. All right. And the total energy of the system will be E. E is the total energy, means the energy of the system will be constant. That is the E. And we had fixed our system at temperature T. We had fixed the temperature of our system, that is T, and the system is isolated. That's why energy is E. System is isolated, that is why the energy of the system is capital E. Because we know that in an isolated system, no transfer of energy from the surrounding or the system takes place. Alright, so the energy E of the system remained constant. So because of the isolated system, the energy of the system is E. Alright, now we have our fifth point. What it is saying? It is saying that there is no restriction on the occupancy of the states by particles. Means there are numerous particles are there, and the particles are independent. The particles are independent to occupy any of the state. To occupy any of the state, the particles are very much independent. Like for example, there are four energy states. 2 are the same degenerate and 2 are non-degenerate, and we have to put 4 particles. So 1 2 3 4 3 4. The 4 particles can occupy this way. They can arrange, or they can also arrange in this manner: 1 2 3 4. Alright, or it can arrange in 1 in this and 3 in this. So what I am trying to say, that the particles are independent to occupy any of the states. Alright, there is no restriction at all. Alright, there is no restriction at all to occupy the states by the particles. Alright, so now let's so now try to understand. These are the energy states. And each energy states having the energy like E0, E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, E6, and so on. Alright, in the similar manner, we have the number of particles N0, N1, N2, N3, N4, N5, N6. In this manner, we have the number of particles. Alright, so what it is written here: number of particles at temperature T, energy states, and the energy. Alright, so what here is written here, that as we had studied just now, that the total energy of the system, that is E, would be constant, and it can be calculated as summation of Ni EI. it can be calculated as summation of NiEi. You know how? Might be you know that how, but let me clear you that there are Ni particles. Alright, there are Ni particles. And each particle is associated with some energy. So if we multiply with, for example, let's take an example that we have two particles. That is the two particles. All right, having one energy E0, the other one is E1. So, and N0 is the particles in E0 energy, and N1 is the particles in E1 energy. So the total energy, that is E is the constant. All right. So total N0 particles in E1 in E0 energy plus N1 particle in E1 energy. All right. So multiplication and addition of this will give the total energy. So it is written in the formula manner. It is written in the formula manner that how many number of particles are there, corresponding energies, when we multiply it and add up, then we will get the total energy of the system. All right. And the total number of particles, how you can tell the total number of particles? Total number of particles can be told by N equals to summation of Ni. It is very simple. All right. So now let's try to have a look over the macrostate and microstate. What is the macrostate? Macrostate is the different arrangement of the constituent particles, which leads to a system in which total number of particles is N and total energy is E, and that refers the MB means Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics. So what I told you that the different arrangements. All right. So the microstates means number of constituent particles. When those constituent particles are arranged in different manner, all right, their arrangements are different. Then when these microstates constitutes a system which has total energy E and total number of particles, that is N, is known as macrostate in MB statistics. MB means Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics. In Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics, this is the definition of the macrostate. Now moving to the microstate. In MB statistics, MB means Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics. The microstate would be understood like different arrangement of the constituent particles that leads to the same macrostate of that particular macrostate. Alright, for a macrostate, different arrangement of the constituent particles. Macrostate is what? Different macrostate can be arranged. Alright, different macrostates can be formed, and for one macrostate, different arrangement of the constituent particles. Try to understand. You will understand it very better manner in the incoming topic. But try to understand it here only that for one macrostate, there might be the different arrangement of the constituent particles. So those arrangement of the constituent particles will lead you or will give you the microstate. And one more important thing, that in the MB statistics, microstate only arises due to the distinguishability of the particles. Try to understand, if the particles are not distinguishable, then no difference in the various state of the microstates. Alright, there would be only one microstate would be there. Alright, you will understand it now. I'm now going to present one question over you so that you will be able to clear with all these. Alright. Okay, so this is the question, and it has 4 parts. All right, it has 4 parts. I am doing only 2 of 1 today. I am going to do 2 of 1 today, and then other 2 in the next video. Alright, so what is the question? Look at the question. We have the 4 states. We have the 4 states having the energy 0, E, 2E, 0E, 2E, and 3E. Alright, and what the question is saying that the total energy of the system is 3E. The total energy of the system is 3E, and the total number of particles are 4. Total number of particles are 4, and total energy of the system is 3E. What we have studied so far, that the total energy cannot be changed, total number of particles cannot be changed. So we have to keep these two one constant throughout of our process of solving the question. All right. Okay. So what first is asking? It is asking first that write down the number of macro states. Write down the number of micro states of each macro states. All right. These two one we will going to solve. So let's start. Okay, so first we will make the macro state. First we will going to make the macro state. So we had written down the energy and the number of particles, and now we are making the energy states. As it is given here, 4 states are there having 3E, 2E, and E and 0 energy. It is given us, and now we have to arrange the 4 particles in such a manner. Now we have to arrange the 4 particles in such a manner that the total energy of the system will be 3E. That the total energy of the system will be 3E. Okay, so we had arranged first particle in 3E energy state and the other 3 particles in 0, 0, 0 state. So total energy of the state would be 0 for 0, 0, 0 for 3 particles in 0 state, and 3 particles are in 0 state. So all these particles have 0 energy. So 3 into 0 plus 1 particle which has 3E energy. So 1 particle which is 3E energy, so total energy is 3E. So we have our motive, like we have to keep constant the energy of this total energy of the system, that is 3E. Now moving to the second macro state, we have designated this the macro state A. Now moving to the other macro state which we designated as macro state B. So in this macro state, what we have the 4 states. We have the 4 states having the 4 like energy like 0, E, 2E, which is given to us, and we have to arrange the 4 particles. So so that the energy of the system, total energy of the system would be 3E. So we have arranged the 2 particles in the 0 state, 1 in the E state, and 1 in the 2E state, so that we had got the energy 3E and number of particles 4. So we had made 2 macro states. Now moving to the third macro state, there are 3 possible macro states and no other possibility would be there. Try to look. The third one where we have the same parameters, and we have to arrange the particles in such a manner so that we would get the total energy of the system 3E. So we had put the first particle in the 0 state and 3 particles in E state. Alright, 3 particles in E state, so each particle have energy E. So 3 particles would have energy 3E. 3 particles would have energy 3E. So E plus E plus E, 3E, and equals to 4. So our motive would be clear that total energy of the system is 3E. So no other possible arrangements. So only 3 possible arrangements are there, and which we had made, and further no possible arrangements are there where we can kept the total energy of the system as 3E. You can try it by your own, but you cannot find. So what was our first question? Write down the number of macro states. So we had made 3 macro states for this system. So answer would be 3. 3 macro states are there. Alright, now moving to the second part of the question, that is the big question, micro state of each macro state. We have to find out the micro states, each macro state of each macro state. We have to find out the micro state of each macro state. 3 macro states are there, and for each macro state we have to find out the number of micro states. Alright, number of micro states. So let's move. So we had done this answer A. Now moving to the B. So we are taking the macro state A. All right. So we had studied one point. We have studied one thing as just now, that if the particles are distinguishable, then only microstates of the macrostate evolves. Then there only the concept of the microstate in the macrostate would be having some significance. So how? Here I am going to clear you. Look, these are the 4 states, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, these are the 4 states. And now we are going to put the particles as we had put in the macrostate A. We had put the macrostate. If the particles are non-distinguishable, we are assuming? We are assuming that the particles are non-distinguishable. So the particles would be like 1, 2, 3, 4. Particles are non-distinguishable. So no further microstate. There's no possibility of the further microstates. Try to understand. No possibility of the further microstate. Only one microstate of macrostates would be there, and the microstate would itself the macrostate. All right, macrostate itself would be the microstate. Both are clear. Both are correct. But we have distinguishable particles. We have distinguishable particles means we have one particle like this, other one like this, other one like this, and the fourth one like this. We have different particles. So arrangement of these particles in a different manner would give you the different microstates. The arrangement of these 4 particles which can be distinguishable, their arrangement would give you the different microstates. Try to understand. Here the rectangular particle is has been put here, and here the triangular particle. Here is the multiplier particle, and here is the circular particle. There are 4 particles which are different means which are distinguishable. So there are 4 microstates which are come under significance. So we had designated as A1 microstate, A2 microstate, A3 microstate, A4 microstate. So for one macrostate A, there are 4 microstates which has here come under significance. All right. So here I have written also that microstates of the macrostate A. Now we have made a formula. That for determining the microstate of a macrostate, you can find out by using this formula. And what the formula is all about, this is the sign of the factorial, and what is written here, that the total number of particles into factorial, that for this case it is 4. 4 factorial upon pi I. Pi I is nothing. Pi I is equivalent to sigma I, and in sigma we do summation, and in pi we do multiplication. What is the difference? In sigma we do summation, and in pi we do multiplication. That's the difference. All right, so we have to multiply as number of particles in each state. So I had solved below. Let's have a look. For macrostate A, we have solved that we have 4 microstates. So 4 factorial upon this we have given like this, that the 3 particles are there in the ground state and 1 particles are there in the this energy state. So we have to multiply. So here the sign of multiplication are there. All right, so in the first state there are 3 particles, so 3 factorial. In the second one there are 0 particles. In the third state there are 0 particles, but in the last state there are 1 particle. So we had solved in this basis and find out the answer 4. All right, so for the now we will going to solve the number of microstates for macrostate B. For macrostate B, we will be going to solve number of microstates. Alright, so number of particles are 4, but there we have arrangement of the particles like this. We have this and this and this. So we had kept 4 and 2. There are 2 particles in the first state, and in the second state 1 particle, third state 1 particle, and fourth state there are 0 particles. So we had calculated that there are 12 microstates which are possible in the macrostate B. Now now solving for the C as well. So you will get answer 4. All right. So hope you will might be clear with all these terminologies and concepts. So we had solved 2 questions of this, and C and D we will discuss in the next video, because the video will get too long. So we will discuss these 2 in the next video. So till the next video, see you. Have a good day. Bye bye.